It's a good night out here. Howdy. Welcome to Mandolin Deep Cuts, folks. Today we are going to learn 3 Irish barn dances. We're going to learn Bill O'Malley's, Joe Bane's, and Lucy Farr's. Some of these tunes also have some different names, and we can go over that quite quickly when it becomes time. For folks who are unfamiliar to what barn dances are, I would typically describe them as lively, upbeat, enthusiastic tunes in 4/4 time. We've got the companion to Irish traditional music here, this big old tome. I'm going to say tome often. Yeah, it's a big old tome. And there we got a nice definition here. Barn dance, a form of round-the-hall social dance most popular up to the 1950s. It was generally performed a hornpipe time, 4/4, but related to marching practice, dance to 6/8 time in North County Antrim. Well, that tells us a couple things. We already know we have the reels that are in 4/4 time. We got hornpipes that are also in 4/4 time. Yet the barn dances do feel a bit different. There's 2 main types that I find of barn dances out there. We got the slow kind of Martin Hayes style barn dances. You can just look up, I think, Martin Hayes, Bill O'Malley's, and you'll just hear him playing some barn dances super slow. They still are evocative and wonderful and worth your time to listen to. I think a lot of people from time to time will just kind of bust out a slow barn dance, but today we're going to be playing sort of the more lively stuff here. We're gonna be, you know, dun 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 dun, right? That's the kind of barn dances that we're gonna be playing. So let me grab my instrument and let's start learning some tunes. Yeah. So let's start with Bill O'Malley's or Bill O'Malley's Scottish, not exactly sure how it's said. But yeah, there's a couple ways to play this. We'll talk about some fun ways that we can ornament it, different things that you can do to keep stuff sexy and fun, right? To start off with Bill O'Malley's. Right? Got this nice lively feel, right? A lot of times people are going to be playing it faster. It's only got 2 parts, right? You don't have to do this little walk up, right? I find it fun. Yeah, so this nice walk up. Make sure to keep that low G going, folks. There's no reason not to just have that low G ringing. It's a specialty that the Mando brings, right? We can kind of be a hybrid instrument at times. Right, let's go up there. You know, you could do... I like the ringing E over the D. I find that not everyone does. You got some options there. Right? Just keep that low G string going. There's no reason not to. And then here's where it gets a little bit interesting. Right? So this is the part that I mess up if I'm going to mess this up playing. Think of that as a triangle is how my brain parses that. D, B, G. And then you got to get this move up here, right? Got to get that little awkward, oh, we're growing up. And then back down to that G. And so it's this awkward. You know, and you can do, if you got small fingers or if it works for you, you can do a double stop there, but. Right? Then we go up to that B, and I keep that G planted. I like that little dissonance for a second, right? We're gonna go up from that dissonance into the into that third. right? Not everyone's gonna like that. You do you, folks. And then that's just the first part repeated again. And then we're gonna have a nice little tag, right? Bum, 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 doo, 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 doo. It's nice. We've got this C natural. That's the A part of Bill O'Malley's. I mean, and Martin Hayes plays this so slow. But I like it a little bit faster, right? I like it a little bit faster. For the B part, right? Okay, so let's talk about that. This part, you know, that's the gist of it, you know, and some people do, you know, that's fine. I like the triplet feel. For whatever reason, it feels very barn dancey for me. And you just hit that whole open G chord, right? 0023. And then we're going to do this D on the E thing again. Right? Dun, 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 dun. E, D, B, A. Again. We've already been there, right? Dun, 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 dun. So, to do bad things that are not traditionally Irish at all here, it's super fun to go. There we go. Right? You should not do it. I'm telling you not to. It's also fun. So, you know, it's on you, folks. So, I mean, it's not a crazy difficult barn dance, you know, but let's give it one more go. Right? It's a good one, folks. It's a good one. It's a good first barn dance. On to the next one. This next tune is Joe Bane's. Some people call it Door Knock Links. Some people call it Bill O'Malley's. I don't know the right name for it. It's one of the most messed up things on the session.org. One of the most messed up tunes that I've come across. Doesn't really matter. What I got for you here as the second tune in this set is a barn dance, right? And I believe it's in the key of D. Yeah, key of D. Yeah, and it's got an A part, it's got a B part, and it's got a second ending on the B part, right? So let's get going with a nice pickup with this D to B. That's the A part. The B part's got a lot of that in there too, right? So let's go ahead and start us off with this. Some nice double stops. Do that for me, folks. Hit that F sharp on the A. That's 4 on the D string and an open A string, right? Right, and again, let's do that double stop with 2 and 0 on the D and A string, right? And then we're gonna ride that D string up. It's nice, right? We're going back up. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ample opportunities. Anywhere where we're higher up here, lots of places that we can just let those lower strings ring. Again, let the lower strings ring. They're there for you to ring, right? And here's the tag here, right? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a long tag. The tag being the piece of the tune that kind of ends a section, but is also at the end of most sections as well. For the B section, right? We're going to do this D arpeggio. Right? I liked this upswing, this upward picking that I hit that E note. That's the first ending on the B part. And then we're going to go back to the tag, right? Right? Yeah. And that is Joe Bane's. It's probably one of the more complex barn dances I've run into, other than maybe around the Fairy Fort. But yeah, it's still a fairly simple tune, but quite effective. Yeah, let's give it one more go as a team. Maybe I'll mess up. I'm going to tune a little bit in the middle of this next tune. But that's Joe Bane's. Okay, I'm back. We got a tuner. I've allegedly tuned. I think my strings are just dying is what's going on. Yeah, c'est la vie. Cool. Our next tune is Lucy Farr's. Honestly, it's everyone's first barn dance that I've ever met. It's super easy, and Lucy Farr has a bunch of other tunes as well. I've been exposed to Lucy Farr's slides. I've never played them. Well, I've played them from paper, but I've never like memorized them and actually played them at a session. But it's still pretty cool. I think this is just a fun tune. Honestly, it's super easy. Like when I was learning tin whistle and low whistle, this is the first tune I decided to learn because it's so easy, right? You can just kind of slam on this G string for most of it. We're in the key of G here, right? Take special considerations of your C naturals. We're not in a Mixolydian D key, right? We are in G, so that C is very fair game. Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of just almost 4 on the floor for an Irish tune. 3, 4, do, 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 do. Now we're anchored on B. We're just kind of walking up and down the scale, folks. And we got a nice pentatonic feel here. And we do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can kind of get a little bit of wrist motion in here. Don't do that. Yeah. So instead of bum bum bum, you do. I mean, you just work some swing into it. Honestly, that's really what's going on here. I kind of feel a lot of barn dances just have a scotch, a swing, right? A scotch, a swing. So yeah, the first part kind of anchors on this G, with the second part of the A part anchoring on the B. Back to the G. We're going to touch that D, and then we're going to go up the pentatonic scale. The B part, folks, is almost the same. We're going to start on B. It's that second. We do 2 B's in a row. That's what always gets me. Hardest part of memorizing all these tunes is actually keeping them like readily available and at your fingertips, right? It just sometimes those little mistakes creep in there, and that's why we practice, right? I'm not even like most of the time just practicing. I just want to play my freaking instrument. And yeah, and it's like, oh man, a lot of times trad tunes pop out. So yeah, I mean, with the B part, going up that scale, back down to G, back, going up and down. So that's the most tricky part, I guess, of the whole tune, which means it's not that tricky. Double B. Ba-da-ba-ba. Right? I do always like to punctuate that low G string with a 4/5 double stop at the B and the G. But you never end on that, right? You never end with that third on the bottom. Or that sixth, however you want to think of it. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, I just keep these strings kind of rolling the whole time, right? And that's Lucy Farce. So good. So good. So good. Oh my goodness. Hey, that's your first barn dance. Anyway, folks, that's that's your first set of barn dances. They're all pretty darn easy and they're all so good. And they're gonna be in your brain extensively, right? They're gonna be in your brain for the next year probably, if these are new tunes to you. Especially Lucy Farce. That one just gets in my head and just knocks itself about, knocking everything over in there. Am I supposed to be learning this darn classical tune? Dun, 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 dun. Right? Anyway, I don't want to say all that like, go check me out everywhere, but you can visit mando.studio for a crap ton of music. I got Patreon and stuff that keeps this whole operation going. Think about it if you will. And yeah, reach out if you want certain tunes arranged, or if you just want to play some music, or join that Discord server with literally hundreds of mandolinists that is linked below. And just get into the mix, folks. Get into the mix. Anyway, Godspeed. Call your mom, and Have an absolutely wonderful day. Thanks for watching.